Hi, good afternoon. Today we're at Northwest Park, but we're not going to be doing a tour of the park. That's been done before. What we want to actually do is talk to the director of the park, the person who has managed this park and all its projects for years, and that would be Ford Parker. So right now he's working at the park. He actually lives, his house is on the park, so let's go look for him. All right, so we found Ford Parker, and we are actually in the Butterfly Garden, another one of his projects that he's worked on all these years. Actually, how long have you been park director?
Well, I've been here 7 years now at this wonderful place.
Okay, so seven years to give you plenty of time to do a lot of different projects.
There's always many projects to do at Northwest Park.
Okay, so the first one I want to ask you about is what I think is one of the most interesting ones, is the geothermal heating and cooling unit.
The geothermal project is a project we completed a year ago here for the park. We decided to go green as far as what we're doing with our heating and cooling system. It's a great improvement for the Nature Center itself, but most importantly, it has reduced our emission of certain things into the atmosphere, such as the carbon emissions is one thing, sulfur dioxides, and I can go on and on. But our primary goal there was to reduce our dependency on the fossil fuels and depend upon Mother Earth, yes, Mother Earth, to actually work with us as part of our heating and cooling system. So we are actually taking the temperature of the ground down about 500 feet, and we're utilizing that, for example, in the summer as air conditioning for the building. But in the winter, it works kind of in reverse. So if your ground temperature is 55 degrees and you bring 55 degrees into the Nature Center when it's, say, 20 degrees outside, you only have to heat that air in the building by 10 or 15 more degrees to make it comfortable. This environmental education is really our primary focus here. We conduct programs for the schools 9 months out of the year. All of our lessons here are based upon the state and federal guidelines for the curriculum, and so they're able to come here and fulfill their curriculum requirements in an actual living classroom, and that makes a huge difference. It's not like being in the class is out here. They can get their hands on it, they can smell the air, they can feel it, and really get motivated to learn. Yeah, we have a number of projects that we work on in the park, and of course, several of our areas of primary focus is habitat enhancement or improvement here in the park. For example, I'm standing right now in a 12,500 square foot butterfly garden. And through the help of our great volunteers, scouting groups, etc., we were able to put in plant species that a particular butterfly species use as their host plant. Plus we have different types of flowers in here that they nectar upon. So we've already counted over 60 some different species of butterflies in this butterfly garden alone. So we have 12 miles of nature trails here in the park, and you can hear the kids behind me having a great time. But we have 12 miles of nature trails here at the park. Most are fully accessible to all people. One of the first things that we did, or I did with volunteers and scouts in the park, was to map out where the trails are, produce a very good trail map. The trails are now color-coded with symbols as well, especially for us men that are colorblind. It helps us know which trail we're on. We do have what we call trailhead signs, so you know where the trail begins, and it made it a lot easier for people to navigate the trails. We are one of the fortunate places to actually have what we call our animal farm here at the park. And it includes domestic livestock and poultry, but what is different is that these are what they call heritage breeds, and they're old-time breeds that have been changed over the years and years and years. So we're kind of a little preserved for heritage breeds here at the park. The Tobacco Museum is wonderful. I highly encourage folks to come visit that. We have a tour guide that will take you through the Tobacco Museum, and it does celebrate the tobacco industry here in Connecticut. Our job here is to restore the landscape back to where it should be. Of course, you know, with human changes on the environment, we're trying to restore what was once here the way it originally was. Northwest Park is the gem of Windsor. And if you haven't been out here, you need to get out here because you're missing something very special.
And from Northwest Park, I'm David Davis for WIN TV.